The 7 do's and don'ts of virtual wholesaling real estate. What's up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and in today's video, I'm going to break down these 7 do's and don'ts. A lot of beginners, a lot of mistakes they do, what you need to do, what you need to don't, and really the 7 biggest lessons you need to learn for virtual wholesaling success. I wish somebody sat me down when I was 17, 18 years old getting started in this business and shook me and said, don't do this and do this instead. I'm talking to the newbies, the beginners in virtual wholesaling. I'm taking you, holding you by the shoulders, shaking you violently and say, do this and don't do that. I promise you, I wish someone did this to me when I was starting out, and I'm doing it to you. This might be an eye-opener for a lot of you guys, but we're going to break it down and share everything. So before we break it down, do me a big favor. Make sure you smash the like button and subscribe, and let's break this all down. So the number one thing, biggest do and don't, I can really tell you, is picking the right market, and the don't is picking the wrong market. I feel like so many wholesalers in virtual wholesaling, they pick the wrong market. They choose the wrong market, and that's setting them up for failure. I think so many wholesalers, they think of a cool city they want to live in, and that's where they want to wholesale. And sometimes the most boring cities in the world are one of the best ones. And now I'm going to take my shot at the state of Tennessee. Tennessee is one of the best wholesaling and virtual wholesaling markets ever. But what I can tell you is, like, let's use an example. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Not a lot of people get excited. They're living the baller life out in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's not the most for a kid, 20, 24, 23 years old. Chattanooga, Tennessee is not like the most exciting vacation spot in the world, right? It's sort of quote unquote boring for a lot of younger people. It's not the most exciting city in the world, but a lot of great people. It's a college town. ARVs are low, decent population, plenty of cash buyers, and it's great. I wholesale in Chattanooga, so I'm just telling you, like, I have nothing against it, right? Beautiful place, but like, it's not the most, it's not like a Paris, it's not LA, New York City, Chicago, right? Like, it's a little quote unquote boring for some people, and a lot of people don't find that exciting, and they choose like a Chicago or a crazy market out there. And the truth is, the small virtual wholesaling markets, not too small, but like populations over 100,000 for the city and lower ARVs work really well. The general rule for virtual wholesaling real estate is make sure your ARV is below $250,000, and then make sure that the county's population is over 100,000. Preferably the city's population is also $50,000. Number 2, not lowballing enough. So many wholesalers, they need to start lowballing. So many beginners in virtual wholesaling are not lowballing enough. And I think it's a huge problem in virtual wholesaling real estate. I do want to make a little change on this because so many virtual wholesalers are not lowballing enough. And you need to start doing it. I'm telling you guys, if you have an uncomfortable number in your head for giving an offer to a seller, reduce that by an extra 25% on the lowball. I promise you, the seller's going to say no, but they're going to counter you, and you're going to have a lot more leverage to get a lower deal. When you get a lower lowball offer, on average, from tens of thousands of virtual wholesalers I talk to, you get a better deal. And the best part, a lot of people don't actually lowball because they're afraid of what the seller's going to say if they lowball. If you use the strategies that we employ with you at freewholesaling.com, you're going to learn exactly how to lowball the right way. And guys, if you lowball the right way, the way that I explain it and the way I actually do in really, like I really do in virtual wholesaling, I show you on my live streams, you're actually going to be really successful, and the seller's never going to be mad. So go to freewholesaling.com too. Quick plug here. It's going to show you exactly what you need to do for success for virtual wholesaling. Number 3, not pulling government lists. So many virtual wholesalers are not pulling government lists. They might pull the regular high equity list and then cold call it and say, all these sellers have talked to so many other people, and this is ridiculous. Like, this is so stupid because everyone's calling these sellers, and this market's too saturated. Guys, I got people telling me in some of the most obscure markets out there that you probably never heard of that market's too saturated with wholesalers. Sometimes, I'm telling you, you have to pick the right market, but most wholesalers that are saying their market's too saturated, they're blaming the market, not the marketing. And you need to blame the marketing, not the market, for most of your deals out here. In most people's virtual wholesaling mistakes, they're doing the marketing wrong. Now, I know I said in the first thing, pick the right market. That's going to give you one part of the recipe to success. If you pick the right market and you have the marketing right on those two things, that's a killer combination. You could technically have the wrong market, but a killer marketing strategy, and that could work. But I am saying, though, a lot of people, they might be in the right market, but they're marketing the wrong way. and they think the market's wrong, and it's not. It's just the marketing that is the issue. And the biggest issue is they're going after the list that every wholesaler is watching. Guys, if you're watching this video, most of the wholesaling real estate industry doesn't watch my stuff. So what does that mean for you? That means you have the advantage. You have the upper hand of a 7-figure wholesaler telling you what works in virtual wholesaling, and you can start implementing those actions for success. So start pulling government lists, code violations, water shutoffs, pre-foreclosures, tax liens, fire damage properties, the arrest record list. Guys, these are amazing lists to be going after. And hint, hint, I teach this all for free at freewholesaling.com. Number 4 is not picking the right title company or spending too much time researching the right title company. Guys, to find the right title company in virtual wholesaling real estate, it all comes down to networking. Not really like calling all the title companies around town, because if you get a big enough city, you're going to call like 100 title companies. The truth is, if you could find maybe 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wholesalers in that virtual market, let's say I go to Chattanooga, like had I found a title company in Chattanooga, I picked the 5 top virtual wholesalers. I picked the top 5 in-person local physical wholesalers in Chattanooga. I looked up where they're getting their titles from, like what title company they're using. I asked them. 3 of them said no. 2 of them gave me ones, and I kind of just went with one of those, right? If other wholesalers are doing really well, don't reinvent the wheel. If they're doing a lot of their title work at this title company and they're okay with the assignment fees, use that title company. It's going to work really, really well, guys. Number 5, this is really important, guys. A big do you have to do is create a disciplined schedule. Discipline is freedom, guys. And discipline and the hard work and taking action is going to be super important. I'm telling everybody watching this is a big don't. Don't go willy-nilly in virtual wholesaling and just think you're just going to fly with the wind and do whatever you want. You know, the truth is here, if you make a disciplined schedule, I'm telling you, you should make 2 schedules and budgets. What is this? A time budget and schedule and a money budget and schedule. These are the 2 resources in virtual wholesaling real estate we have to understand and know really, really well. Time, how are we going to spend our time correctly? And money, how are we going to spend the money correctly and our time? Time is money, money is time. And if you know how to utilize these resources correctly, you're going to do really well. For example, hey, I'm going to spend $1,000 this month on listREI.com, pulling lists, and then I'm going to skip trace from there and use it in PropStream, listREI.com. You're going to do really well. Or I'm just going to go out here, pull 500 Drying for Dollars leads, and I'm going to go drive around. I'm going to do 500 code violation leads, and then cold call that and skip trace it at TruePeopleSearch.com and spend 2 hours a day for a week straight doing this, guys. Create that time budget, create that money budget, create discipline in your wholesaling real estate life, and I'm telling you, the floodgates of success will come to you. Number 6 here, don't complicate your business. That is a huge don't in virtual wholesaling real estate. I actually had this problem starting out in virtual wholesaling. So many people complicate it. So many people take too much time analyzing the right market, guys. I told you in the beginning of this video, if the ARV is below $250,000 and the county population is 100,000, and if maybe the city's like 50, 60, 70,000, the population, you're going to do fine. It's really not that hard to find markets like that. There's probably around 100 to 200 like markets around the entire United States like this. It's pretty simple just to go find something like that and just take the action. A lot of people are trying to reinvent the wheel and do like something new and just create a new invention. Like, we're not Thomas Edison here. You know, we're not splitting the atom. We're not doing anything crazy, guys. Don't reinvent the wheel. Guys, if you look at the most crazy inventions of all time, I always say this example, but like, look at the iPhone. You know, the iPhone from Steve Jobs made this. He wasn't the first person to create a smartphone. He found some people that were doing really good with the smartphone. He added on that and created genius. Elon Musk, right? He wasn't the first electric car guy, but he built upon the knowledge of other people and made it even better. For virtual wholesaling, sometimes you just got to find other people that are doing really well in a virtual wholesaling market and then build on top of that. That's where the most richest people of all time, Jeff Bezos, he didn't become the first person ever to sell something online. You know, he built upon what other people were doing and made it even better and then grew that into what he has now. Guys, do not reinvent the wheel. Don't try to find this new virtual wholesaling market that nobody knows about, right? You have to just, sometimes don't complicate it. Find where other people are being successful. Listen to the rules I say, then go after it. You're never going to find a virtual wholesaling market where the 0 wholesalers are. And if you do, that's probably 0 wholesaling deals are there, you know? Don't complicate this. Make it really simple. For most people, I give you 24 to 48 hours to find a good virtual wholesaling market. Spend 24 hours figuring out what list and market to be pulling, and you're right there, ready to have some success. Last but not least here is not vetting your cash buyers. I cannot stress this enough. You guys have to be vetting your cash buyers. If you do not vet your cash buyers, especially in virtual wholesaling real estate, you're not going to be successful because your cash buyer is going to go behind your back. You're going to lose your deal and you're not going to be as successful as you should be. You guys have to be going after and vetting these cash buyers aggressively. If they do not have a proof of funds, if they're not okay with you using your title company, if they're not okay with you making an assignment fee on the deal, do not talk with them. A proof of funds is cash in their bank account. I don't care if it's a hard money loan thing. That's not going to work, right? It's cash in the bank account. Their name has to be on it. I don't want to deal with wholesalers trying to daisy chain me, right? I want to deal with actual cash buyers that are going to buy the property cash, right? Like if I am trying to sell like a house, right? And I see a 10-year-old boy comes in and say, I'll buy your house. Am I going to go to a legal contract with them? No. Okay. Most of the time, a 10-year-old doesn't have that much money in their bank account, but if he shows he has the cash and he wants to give it to me, fine, right? I'm not just going to give it like over right like that quick. And guys, a lot of these cash buyers are fake. A lot of them are posing to be like other wholesalers who are trying to daisy chain you. A lot of gurus are like telling people to do this. Guess what? I don't care the money's in your guru's name. No, that doesn't. If your name is Jeffrey Richardson and you're looking to be a cash buyer, show me a bank account that shows that Jeff Richardson has $1 million or 100,000, whatever the price you're trying to sell the deal for, in his bank account, and then boom, they're going to be good. So many beginners just don't do this, and it drives me crazy. You need to get a proof of funds. It will help you. I promise you. If they are not okay with you making an assignment fee on this one, do not deal with them. That's a bad cash buyer. A good cash buyer only cares about the price of the real estate that they're buying, not your assignment fee. Guys, I get this question asked all the time. Oh, is it okay if the cash buyer knows that I'm making $30,000 on this? He should be happy because that means you're making more money and you get to give him more deals, right? Vet your cash buyers. I promise you, a lot of this cash buyer issues that a lot of people are having is going down to not having the right cash buyer, not asking the right questions. They have to be okay with your title company. They have to be okay with you making an assignment fee. And most importantly, they have to have a proof of funds with their name in it. Maybe if it's Jeff Richardson and he owns Jeff Richardson's LLC, sure, but he has to own the LLC and show me proof of it, guys. So many cash buyers. I promise you, if you have 100 cash buyers come after you on Facebook, like the strategies I teach at freewholesaling.com, almost half of them you should vet out and just not be good because they're not legitimate cash buyers. Guys, you have to go and vet them really, really well, and you'll be successful, guys. These are my 7 do's and don'ts for virtual wholesaling real estate. I am shaking you right here and telling you, do the right thing. Do what I'm saying. I don't say these things for my health or make me feel good. I do it because I'm trying to help you out. I made all these mistakes starting out, and I don't want you to make the same mistakes. I want you to actually get the knowledge so you can go out here and be successful in virtual wholesaling real estate. Do me a favor. If you got any value from this video, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Check out freewholesaling.com and have a blessed one. Thank you.